Hi, I'm Caitlin, and I'm from the United States. And I have been working with Nadia for about 4 months, and we've had 4 sessions. And I just wanted to go over some of the benefits that I've experienced since working with Nadia. And a little bit about my background is that I have tried pretty much everything, what feels like everything when it comes to helping myself and self growth. Um, Pretty much everything from conventional therapy to really far out things like seeing energy healers and flower essences and Reiki and hypnosis and basically anything that you can imagine, I have done. Um, and of course, some of the things I've done have helped me, but most of them were either very slow to work or didn't work at all. And I would just kind of try to convince myself that there had been some kind of change. Um, but with Nadia, we've worked on changing my beliefs, and I can feel the shift in a really, really big way after only 4 sessions. Um, so I made a list of things that have sort of been concrete changes in my life, and I'm just going to go through them. So we've been working on self-love and body confidence and things like that. I had an experience a few weeks ago at my high school reunion where I was totally sober and just dancing with no self-consciousness at all, pulling other people onto the dance floor and just being like the life and soul of the party, but totally sober and totally free in my body, which has never happened before. Even a few weeks before that, I was at a show with a friend and she wanted me to dance with her and I wouldn't. Um, and I just wanted to be in the corner of the room, with my jacket on and just like hide away and not be seen and, you know, um, but I was like a totally different person after doing some work on body confidence, or actually just being comfortable in the body. Um, Another thing that has naturally changed since working on self-love has been that I naturally want to hike like pretty much every day. It used to be something, exercise was kind of something that I aspired to, that I didn't really understand how people do it on a regular basis. I kind of had to talk myself into it and it felt like a huge deal. Um, but, for the last few months, I've really just been wanting to walk and hike and move my body pretty much every day if I have time. And it takes pretty much no mental, emotional effort. It's really just as simple as putting the clothes on and going. And I'm not using, my phone to listen to podcasts or anything. There's no distraction. It's just me with my thoughts. It's really like my therapeutic time that I have for myself now, to be in nature and to enjoy that. Also, in line with that is that I've been just naturally wanting to get off of screens. The computer, the phone. I don't want to be on screens anymore, at least much less than I did before. I haven't been watching TV very much. I've just been living. Like, I've been out in the world living, having a social life, working on myself, working on my hobbies, and, not just kind of wasting away in front of whatever TV show I'm currently addicted to. And I do still watch a little bit of TV, but it's very special and it's something that I know that I will really enjoy. And then I've been spending a lot less time on my phone as well, unless it's something important like texting my friends, which I'm not going to stop doing, but a lot less time on Instagram and no distractions really. I've had a really drastically different relationship with food since working with Nadia, and we haven't even worked on food specifically. Again, I think that comes back to self-love, which is really the foundation of everything, in my opinion. My relationship with food my background with food is very bad. Kind of going through every diet, even, eating disorder as a teenager. I've really gone through it with food. And since working with Nadia, I would say that I actually have a healthy relationship with food for the first time in my life, where I am eating intuitively, like actually eating intuitively. But if I eat something that's, you know, bad, I don't beat myself up about it at all. Um, I am very patient with myself and food. I can't overeat anymore, and I can't undereat either. Um, I just feel totally balanced out, and I'm not thinking about food. Like, I used to think about food all the time, like all the time. And I would plan what I was going to eat, and I wanted it to always be perfect. You know, I wanted it to be perfect in terms of the ingredients, but also how it tasted. Like, everything about it had to be just so. And now I'm just like, I'm so much more chill about it. I'm like, whatever. Like, I do want it to be on the healthier side because that's what feels better for my body. But in general, I just, I can't, like, I'm not thinking about food. It's just like when it comes time to eat, I figure it out and it's not a big deal. One of the biggest things that I've experienced since working with Nadia is that um, I was able to perform again. So I'm a singer, and I had 8 years off of performing because of debilitating stage fright. And I worked through that with Nadia, and I had a performance, and it went totally perfectly, with no hyperventilation, no voice shaking. I was totally comfortable with it, and I felt totally in my power. I felt like I was supposed to be doing it, and like it wasn't a big deal. Um, and it was just a wonderful experience. And I've been singing so much more since then. I used to not even be able to sing in front of my friends for a while, and I would hyperventilate if I sang in front of my best friends. And now I'm just like singing in front of people I don't know. I'm singing in front of my coworkers, like everybody. It's no big deal. Um, I've had a lot less anxiety in general since working with Nadia. Anxiety used to be a really big problem for me. And now, in general, I just feel pretty calm, and like I'm clear headed, and I don't go down the spirals nearly as much as I used to in my own brain. One of the things that I've been able to do for the first time since working with Nadia is tackle my finances, which is related to being capable. We did some work about me feeling capable. Um, and being overwhelmed. And so I've been able to tackle this whole list of things that I wanted to get figured out financially. Um, and I've made a lot of progress on it, and it just hasn't been stressful and hasn't been a big deal. Um, I've been naturally drinking a lot less, and not that I drank a lot of alcohol before, but I just naturally kind of don't want to engage in that behavior anymore. Like, especially if it's coming from social pressure. Um, it's a lot more comfortable to say no and to stick to what I want to do, which is to not drink. Um, I've lost weight since working with Nadia, but it's been very effortless. Again, it's just like not even thinking about it. And the only reason I know that I lost weight is because of trying on clothes that didn't fit me last year. And then I tried them on, a couple weeks ago, and they were too big. So that's something. I haven't weighed myself. I haven't been paying attention to it. I haven't been trying at all. But it just happened, and I'm excited about it. But I'm also like, I don't really care anymore, which is also really nice. I feel very just like I'm not even thinking about it. But that is one thing that did happen. One problem that I used to have, and I didn't even realize that this was resolved until like a week ago, was that I used to pick my skin all the time. I always had acne growing up, and then I also had adult acne. And I picked, everything. Like, I would look for things to pick. I would go until I would bleed. It's called dermatillomania. It's a skin picking disorder, and that is gone. Like, and I didn't even realize and it wasn't as bad. It hasn't been as bad lately because my skin has been better and I haven't been breaking out as much, but I would still look for things to pick every day. even when I wasn't breaking out. But now I just don't do that. Like, it's a compulsion when you have it. Like, you can't stop yourself from doing it. And now I just don't want to. And that's a really, really huge one that we didn't even work on that. It's just related to the self-love. Um, and so it's just naturally resolved itself, which is really amazing. Because oh my gosh, I mean, I tried so hard to stop doing that for so many years, and I hated myself so much for doing it, and I could never resolve it on my own, you know? Um, One other thing that I've dealt with is a pretty debilitating fear of driving, especially to new places, especially in cities. So I live in the country. Um, but recently I did a really long drive that I used to always be very afraid of, to a friend who's a couple hours away. And we did a little bit of work around being capable. And that really, I think, resolved that issue, that I really just don't feel afraid of driving anymore. And if there's any nerves, it's just like a fraction of what it used to be. And that drive was no big deal. And another thing that has happened recently is doing more work on self-worth, basically, that I was able to end a dating situation that truly wasn't right for me, that I probably would have kept going with if not for the work that we've done on self-worth. But I was able to end it like a lot quicker than I would have in the past. So that was really amazing and it felt really empowering and totally like the right decision. So yeah, that's basically, so far, I think that is a lot of the concrete ways that I've changed in just 4 months. That's a lot. There's probably more that I'm forgetting, and this list will be growing continuously, and I'm really excited to see the ways that I will change in the future. So if you get the chance to work with Nadia, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's 100% worth it, and she cares so much about every single person that she works with. And yeah, I just can't recommend her highly enough. And working with her has been the thing that has changed my life and myself the most out of anything else that I mentioned at the beginning. So if you have any doubts, just put them to the side and give it a try.